Hello there, Griever Gang. Welcome back to Griever Productions. Welcome back to Spooky Week. I think we're up to song 4 at this point, and a few of you have told me that this particular one has a little bit of a freaky element to it. And considering that the thumbnail has a literal mannequin on it, I believe it. But I decided to do this one anyway. I didn't believe a few of you, and I think you guys just want me to look at this. But I decided to do it anyway, because if it's not creepy, you've got the creepiest thing on screen with you right now anyway. This is Jim after he's woken up with a migraine, and the painkillers are still kicking in. I couldn't even find my glasses. I still actively have no idea where they are. So this is going to be very interesting. My job is hearing based and talking based anyway. So we're all good. So, White Wedding, phenomenal song, absolutely adore it. Billy Idol had some incredible numbers during his time in the spotlight. And is he still performing? I hope he is. Because I remember, here's a little bit of a story for you guys. In Australia, we support different forms of football and sports and that sort of thing. And the big thing in my family is NRL, National Rugby League. I think that's what it stands for. And I want to say it was 2000 and... I want to say 4. I really want to say 4. I was close. It was 2002. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so it was 2002. It was between the Sydney Roosters and the New Zealand Warriors. And before the grand finals, they always have a performance. Now, the NRL is notorious for not getting the best performers. Like, they get okay stuff, but it's the AFL. Like, in Australia, the AFL get the best performances. I don't watch the AFL. I don't. There is a purpose to this story. I'm getting there, I promise. But 2002, my dad and I are sitting up because we follow one of those teams. I'll let people argue out in the comments as to which team. And Billy Idol was meant to perform. Now, I say meant to. He didn't, because there was a complete power outage. The entire arena, the entire power went out. Now, the rumor has it that there was an animal that found themselves in the actual electrical box, and that completely shorted out the entire system. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. It was 2002. Like, the spread of information was not nearly as good as it is now. But anyway, so we could have seen him perform live-ish on the TV. You know what I mean? But we didn't. As fates would have it. So, I'm going to take my coffee, and I'm going to sit down, and we're going to enjoy a nice Erik Grönwall song. And I've just read that it's a metal version. This is going to hurt my head, but that's okay. It's okay. I make sacrifices for you guys. This is what I do. So, before we begin, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help if you have not subscribed. Be sure to do so. I'd really appreciate it. And there's more ways to help at the end if you like what we do on the channel. So without any further ado, let's have a listen to Erik Grönwall singing White Wedding for Spooky Week. Oh my. Ooh, I like the church bell. Erik, what are you doing here, bro? What's this war? I love it. That's my wake up alarm. I'm already awake, phone. I've been awake for quite some time. It's my other alarm. Oh, give me a minute. It's been a rough morning. Let's get into it. Hey, sister, what have you done? Hey, sister, who's the only one? Hey, sister, who's your
day to start again.
Hell yeah. Okay, sorry, before we go any further, something I want to point out, something that I love about this song, is the point that around this time, there were a lot of songs that were coming out that were either trying to be sexy and failing because they ended up just being kind of sleazy, or songs like this that came out and kind of were sexy. Like, they had that kind of vibe to it that people really related to. It was one of those songs that was done right, and a large part of the reason for that, the start of this song, is that kind of lower tone that is so, like, comfortable and, you know, not too forceful, and it's in a really, I don't want to say easy key, it's in a very suitable key for most people. People can kind of sing along with it, and it's also in a key that's not, like, you're not forced to sing it louder, because a lot of the time when you, like, for people that aren't as practiced in singing, usually the goal, well, not the goal, but usually what happens when people sing higher notes is that they tend to go louder, which isn't necessarily what you need to do, but it is kind of the natural reaction, and I've yet to kind of discover as to why. In this particular case, right, it's at that and everyone can sing it. It's in a good key for kind of a lot of voices, and it's just so, like, it's sung kind of tender, despite the fact that the vocal that sings it, both in Erik's case and in Billy Idol's case, can do incredible things with their harsher tones. I adore it. I think it's awesome. Hell yeah.
It's a nice day to start again. Hey, little sister, who is it you're with?
Erik, I love it.
Hey, little sister, watch your face away.
Okay. Now, sorry, I know I'm going to keep pausing this, but there's something that I want to praise here a lot. I talk a lot about octave work. I talk about how it is a technique that doesn't get used nearly enough. Erik uses it a little bit in a few of the things that we've seen, especially recently, right? And it sounds so good. I love that layering, because the tonality, you can tell that they're the same voice, but the tonality of both voices are different and almost create this kind of intrigue to it. It's a good excuse to kind of show off your range as well, which is something that people don't really take into account when they're doing octave stuff. So let's continue.
Hey, little sister, shotgun, oh yeah. Hey, little sister, who's your Superman? Hey, little sister, shotgun. It's a nice day to
Hell yeah.
start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to start again.
I love it. I was wondering how he was going to handle that, because in the Billy Idol version, he obviously does the start again, which is the octave higher to what he's singing in the earlier part. And then Erik went up the octave for this verse. Oh my god, I can't even differentiate between the two right now. It went up the octave for this verse, and then went up the octave again for the start again. Oh my god. Start again! Like, that, like, you didn't need to. You didn't need to, but I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did, sir. Oh my god. Oh, and the harmony work is insane as well.
Hey, little sister, what have you done? Hey, little sister, who's the only one? I've been away for so long. I've been away for so long. I let you go for so long. It's a nice day to start again.
Yeah.
Nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to start again. There is nothing fair in this world.
Oh, it's so good.
Nothing safe in this world. It's a nice day to start again.
Okay, interesting. The way he hits that is very interesting. Oh, that's so good. That's so damn good. The way that he hits that is interesting because I don't know if it's the migraine talking or not, but I can't tell if he does that in falsetto or if that's done in mixed voice, and then he brings it down to either mixed voice or chest voice. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, my microphone's really up in my space today. Let's get into final thoughts and we shall discuss further. Okay, so what we have is an incredible song that is realistically, when it comes to this kind of time and era of music, there's not a lot to the song itself, but there are some important things that need to be taken into account if you're covering it. The rhythm work in the guitars especially is so important. Like, it's one thing to get the chords right, and it's one thing to get the notes right. It is another thing entirely to get the rhythm right. And that was something that I was noticing here. Musically, they really got it right. Like, they really absolutely nailed it, because there are some, like, I was hearing some kind of weird rhythms that, again, might just be the migraine. I don't know. I don't know. But I was hearing some weird rhythms that I didn't actually I'd noticed before. So that's an interesting thing. But the other part is, how do I even explain this? So, as an example, as a bit of a comparison, right? So let's take this that Erik has done, and we take Black Velvet, right? And we get to the end of Black Velvet, and there is harmonies like you wouldn't believe. This song still has harmony work, but purposefully, the harmony work isn't as up in your face, isn't as prominent, isn't as like doesn't completely take over the entire song. And I'm not to say, and I don't mean that as in it did in Black Velvet, because it absolutely didn't. It was f***ing brilliant. But I think you guys know what I mean when I say that. The harmony work in this is more call and response orientated rather than in Black Velvet, where the harmonies were added to enhance that lead vocal. And it's super important to get that right with this song, because when it comes to the vocal of certain songs, different songs need to be approached in different ways. And I've spoken about this before. A large part of what's so important is you need to do what the story of the song kind of dictates to you specifically, because when it comes to the songs, they might not have much of a story, but it may mean something to you, and it may mean something to me, and our versions may be different, but the idea is to go up on stage and show people your version of that story. But there are some aspects in this, like say for instance, layering those, like all of those harmonies that were in Black Velvet, for instance, which was this huge kind of choir thing. If you took that and put it into this, it would lose some of that magic because it's not required in this song. Does that make sense to people? It's not making a hell of a lot of sense in my own brain, but again, my brain's on fire. But once again, we're shown that Erik has such an incredible grasp, not only on what his voice can do, but the songs that he looks at as well. Like, I'd love to know if he researches the songs, like, because I imagine that this is one of those songs, even Black Velvet as well, that he probably would have grown up knowing or listening to and had at least fundamental knowledge of the song prior to actually going into it. At least, I imagine. Because while it technically would probably be the era before him, or maybe 2 eras before him, really. Actually, how old is Erik? 37 years. Okay, so not too far from me. Yeah, and it was a couple of generations before me, like, and I grew up, actually, you know what? I grew up knowing this song specifically because of The Wedding Singer. So who knows? Maybe that was the similar case as well. But Erik, having been kind of more in that rock side, I'm just speculating at this point. I'm just talking shit. I'm just going to continue on. Look, this was friggin' brilliant. I imagine he had some fundamental knowledge of the music prior to going into it. But I wonder if it's a song that he hasn't done before or hasn't heard before. I wonder how he approaches that. I don't know. Maybe you can come on the show and tell me. Wink. I nearly winked with both eyes. Okay, so look, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like a favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe, do all that sort of thing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, feel free to go over to Patreon and support us for as little as $3 Australian per month. By doing so, you'll join the list of wonderful people here. Also, if you're into gaming, I have recently rebooted my gaming channel, so feel free to go over there and have a look. Link to both the Patreon and the gaming channel in the description below.